All right, welcome to today's episode. Thank you for joining. Today I'm doing this from the beach because I apparently never have time to do this. So, welcome to this episode of Established, and I hope that you guys have made the most of this summer or making the most of it. Do stuff that you need to do and enjoy it because life is short, and sometimes we don't even take care of business the way we should. The first thing I want to say is congratulations for making it this far in the year and surviving. Right, we're all we're all enjoying summer and enjoying everything. And there's so many things happening around. There's so many shootings, so many killings, so many crimes. It feels dangerous every time you pick up. Every time you pick up the phone and something pops up that someone got shot, people are dying. And this episode is mostly focused on health, and it's not even mental; it's just physical health. Just be able to breathe and be able to make it to the next week, next day. Um, the last few days, I was affected because I had someone I know pass away, and I just came up from a funeral a couple of days ago. So I was at the funeral today, and I came back, and now I'm at the lake, and I'm enjoying this lake. But the fact that you try to do so much in life, and it can be taken instantly is ridiculous. So this episode, I want to just focus on really harness on fitness, health, maybe the mental part. I don't even know what the mental part is. Financially, if you could survive financially, I am messing it up hard body with this finance. My finances are like shits. I am just ruining this whole financial situation. I'm messing with money. I'm spending too much of it, but it doesn't matter because I have a plan. I think I have a plan. I'm working it. I think it's working. So that's not the issue. The main issue would be just why is it that we are taking so many things for granted? Why is it that we're living every freaking day thinking that tomorrow will come? And why the fuck is it that it's affecting us so much? With family, with kids, with the idea that you can save up for tomorrow for a rainy day, and then you find out that it might not even exist tomorrow. And then if you do die, where the hell does the money go? What is it we do with it? What are funeral costs? What is it to be a parent and then leaving stuff behind? If you leave nothing, who's going to take care of whatever you left? Your garbage, your piece of crap life that you left behind when you pass away. And now you're in this episode where we're talking about life and like legit the painful part of existing in this world and not thinking things for granted. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Welcome to Establish, and I'm Rob D, your host, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week. So I'm gonna right after these messages, I'm gonna be with you in a second. So enjoy. Salud. And enjoy. I am here at Indian Wells in Shelton, and there's a bunch of flies and a bunch of stuff just flying all over the place, getting in your mouth, making you feel like you're part of nature. Dang it, maricone. So, as I was saying, whenever we feel that I guess we all feel like we're invincible or something, because it's fucking ridiculous how we're making plans for next month, and I'm like, what shit? I mean, why are we planning for next month? I mean, yeah, if it comes, yeah, it's great, but it's at the point now where I'm like, maybe it's not gonna work out. Maybe we're not gonna make it that far, and I'll have to say, thank God that I record everything. Like I try to make the most. Like I try to record everything. Any moment I'm trying to record, making it part of my life. To record every moment because you never know. I'm gonna leave a documentary of my life through all these recordings, and somebody's gonna open up my hard drive and is gonna find all the stupid shit that I do on a regular. And that's because that is the way life is. You have to enjoy a little bit of everything. I also am dismissive of a bunch of stuff I do in life, but in essence, the idea is that you have to enjoy every day like it's your last. But it's not. If it's not your last, just make it part of the next day. But I just went through I have a friend, a close person, and a close, friends, and he passed away, and he's young, a young man, He was in his 30s, early 30s, passed away. And when we were hanging out on Sunday, we were having a great time, and then he dies on Monday, right? Young man, we're hanging out playing basketball, doesn't drink, a little bit overweight, and and his heart, it's the heart. COVID is taking people out. COVID from 2 years ago. If you take the pills, if you take the meds, you took too much COVID, you took too much Pfizer and Moderna. We're in the situation now where I think that's going to affect us completely, it's tremendously. Like it's going to be to the point where if you feel like you're drinking, I mean, like if you're living and you feel fatigued, if you feel like you're missing out because you don't have the energy, it's probably because we are going through a period in our time where we have to focus on our health. Make sure those lungs work. Make sure that heart is clean. And it's going to take a long time before this generation of humans or us are able to enjoy healthy living. And right now, we're not living healthy. We're living like if we're living uncomfortably, and not only economically but physically and emotionally. Everybody's upset. Everybody, you drive to the city. There's road rage. There's people putting out guns. There's so much hate and anger, and then there's also so much pity and distraught because people feel like they know that things are going downhill and they feel like they have no control. Make control of a few things in your life, and one of the things that I feel now, after the passing Chris, rest in peace. Um, it was so difficult to see someone alive today and then healthy, and then no longer are we going to see him tomorrow. It could happen to any of us, but there's people I know that are affected, that they're getting heart attacks, they're getting strokes, and they're living life, and they're scared, but they don't want to. They're just, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta we got to change that goddess, and I have to. Just let's make sure that we stay healthy, that we make sure that um, finances are correct. But you know what? It's such a horrible situation where finances, that it's not just the finances now; it's all the stuff in between. You want to live to 75. If you want to live to 60 right now, it's like a marathon. Like I don't even know if people understand how difficult it is to make it to 60. If you're in your 20s, you have to prepare yourself physically first. Physically, you not exercise, but just make the heart, like raise the heart level. I don't the heart rate right now, the beats per minute, it has to be like on average 120, 130. Let's make it, push it to 140 if you can. Push that hard. I could tell you that I it looks like a zombie land in the Lancet Street in New York City, the Lower East Side. Everybody's doing meth and they're whatever drugs they're doing is making them look slow, make them look like they're dying. They're alive, but they're dead. They're just like zombies, and they're just fucking just there in the middle of the street, just high as a kite, and just with their head down and don't move for 30 minutes. Now, if you smoke weed and everything, if you do drugs, great, you need it, but people are doing drugs now to avoid reality. You guys out there that are doing the drugs, you're avoiding reality. You're doing it because you don't want to face the consequences. Once you get high, you're gonna have a good 30 minutes of you don't give a shit what happens, fuck of everything, fuck the world, everything. And then you hit reality, and you're back to the shit where you owe rent, you owe this, you have a car, it's gonna get repossessed. You had a car parked in the corner, they took it because you were high for way too long, and all that is gonna play a role against you. So the main thing is, don't avoid living. Try to make the most of this life that we have. I, we're going through divorces, we're going through rich. People want to change their mind about things so quickly. People get jobs and they quit the next week. You got to understand that this is a race, a marathon. This is not a short. This is not whoever makes us happy is fast. It takes time. You have to develop that. You're gonna have highs and lows, and when there's low, you gotta just sink and just accept it and keep working small. Have a network of people that understand that you're just having a rough time, that you're having a difficult time, that life is not as easy as it was 4 5 years ago. So you have to change and adjust. I suggest going for walks around the block, ride your bike, talk to somebody, talk to anybody, leave a message on the on some, just randomly call people, leave a message and say, hey, how you doing? I feel like shit, or I feel great, and I want you to know that my feelings, I want to bring it to you. My vibe is so high that I want you to freaking have a good time. So this is the episode. This episode is all about the concern for our lives, for the livelihood, for our for the extinction. We could become extinct a lot quicker now, just on the fact that we're living life like we're gonna live 50 years, but not only that we're gonna live 50 years or 50,000 years, but that it's gonna be a healthy, productive 50,000 years. We're not being productive enough. We're not doing enough. We're not communicating. One of the things that I'm just right now personally that I have to go that I'm going through. Um, my daughter's 10, right? My daughter's 10. She's growing up, and she's like, I don't want to hang out with you, Dad. I don't want to chill with you because what you do is not the same thing as I do. So I am at the point where I don't know what to do because I always planned being with my daughter, right? My whole plan was me. She's gonna be with me till 15. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff together because we do a Bonnie and Clyde. But she's gone. I have to accept. I have to now to adapt to that change, right? And if I'm adapting to that change, then I have to understand why she's doing it. And it's a wonderful thing because she's growing up and she's becoming an adult. And it's not an adult. It's just that she's changing, and I wasn't expecting the change. I thought that she was gonna be on my wing forever, but you have to make sure that when things change, you can adapt. And we're not doing a great job adapting. And through drugs, is you're not gonna adapt. You're not gonna get high. You're not gonna get drunk, and shit goes away. I mean, I drink, and people think I drink every day. I don't drink. I do so much in a day. I paint. I have paint. I have the podcast. I exercise. I coach. I try to mentor. I speak to everybody if you have any issue, you can hit me up. Because I understand the predicament that we're in, and I have so much energy, and I'm older. So if I'm old, I could do this. I could freaking spend time. I could sit down and listen because I've listening is my job now. I don't have to speak. I'm speaking so that you're listening, but your job is that while you're listening, you want to speak out so that I can listen. There's so many things with your health that you should. Maybe you run, maybe you eat healthy, but there's a 9 to 5. There's a mechanism in your brain that just you're waking up at 3 in the morning and you're not sleeping done, and then when you fall asleep, the alarm clock turns on. That peace of mind is one, but now if you walk in and you walk in the block and you're exhausted because you walked the full block and you feel tired, that is insane because it's not even healthy. It is so sad not to have that need, that will to live, to do stuff that's gonna make you stronger. Um, there's people that I listen to now that offer that motivational speakers, right? You need motivation, but the way you have to be motivated is you have to recognize with who. I grew up very poor, and I had nothing. I barely could keep my house. I have a 3 family house. I own a 3 family house. I have great tenants. It took me a while to figure out how to be a landlord. I've been a landlord for 4 years or 5, I think. And I've had to learn so much, and I still have so much to learn, but there's so much that I know now that I would not want other people to go through. It's mostly the consequences. And then the investments that you make investments, you trust people, and those are things that work against you. But the best investment that you can make right now is on yourself. You go to a beach, you sit down, you just look around and you see people just having a good time, just enjoying it. Love, you have to find somebody that you could talk to. I am going to be one of the proponents of those. I'm going to be that guy that I'm going to want in the future for every child. If a man could get a vasectomy at 15, and then he could take it off mandatory, like it's meant, like you can if you wish, but you can't take it off till you're like 25, 20, 30. Because I don't want these kids having kids anymore. These kids having kids are ruining their lives. These young men first are going through hell The mothers are going through hell. The mothers need to understand, women need to understand that men are always going to be a little bit behind, but do not, the expectations you guys have from these young men, Latin men, Hispanic men, African American, like black men, and Spanish men, we're in a deep shit. And then if you're Asian, you have a whole code already. But in essence, for me, because I can only speak on behalf of Hispanic men, but I've seen it. It goes with black because I'm around, and African American. It doesn't matter what. If you're black of any culture, the idea is that if you're not in a religion, you adapt the religion and you understand the mindset that the sacrifices that a woman makes, where she's gonna be at home all day. It's not that she's gonna be home all day. Is that as a man, you have to provide, and then the woman wants to work. She wants to be 50-50. You guys go 50-50, but this 50-50 is going too far, where women are just leaving men for no reason, just because they think their ass stink or something. They have zero tolerance. Or the fact that now that you have these kids, you're holding the man accountable when he could barely survive. I mean, the guys are surviving on a quarter of their wage. So the American economy is making a killing out of our credit rating is like 440 because we can't get off a freaking hole. If you're 700 and you're Hispanic, and it's because you probably have no kids, you don't want any kids, or that you did something in your life that you survived, and you're okay. And it's not even having kids. Even if you're like, if you're gay, like gay, lesbian, the fact that we're taking so much responsibilities and we're taking it personally. We want to make our families better. Is killing us, and we're not giving us enough time to 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 create a great foundation. So the youth has to create a great foundation, and the only way most of the kids, like my kid, he doesn't want to have kids. He doesn't want to have kids because he knows that there's so much that it's so complicated. So the population is decreased by default, but the killings and everything is just taking that's also part of it. So people are freaking dying left and right. With that said, we're working hard, we're doing so much, and yet we're dying of heart attacks and strokes. People are dying in their sleep. So many people are working every day, and you know who you are, that you could feel your heart just rapidly going, and you're like, what am I doing? What is it that I can't do? And you're stuck in this world where you 9 to 5, but it's no longer 9 to 5. It's 9 to 9. So you 9 you wake up, let's say 9 at night, 9 a.m., and you're again at 9 a.m. It's just 24 hours. There's a 24-hour cycle. We're burning it to the max. Even when we're off, we're thinking of problems. We're thinking of the situation that's going to come up. Not only that, you're off and you think of the next scheme so you can make more money to get out of your fucking debt because you got yourself in some shit. And that's not because of you. It's just because that's come up. Wait, let me pause on this shit because I'm freaking thirsty. I've been talking so much shit, I guess. Foster's and Clamato, the best shit in town. Um, as a man, I've been single. I am looking for a great person, but the person that I'm looking for is no longer the wife that works 50-50. It's the wife that gets that we're in a predicament in this society that we need each other so much. Now we need each other emotionally to make us stronger physically. And then if we're physically strong, we need to help out. And like I said, when you're in a relationship, if you're new to this, and you have to understand the relationship is not 50-50, it's 40-60, 30-70. It depends on the day and the person. The person has to tell you, I'm at 70 or I'm at fucking 30. You cover the rest for that day. It's just picking up the kids, making sure they're all happy, making sure they're eating. Oh, another tangent that I'm just gonna hit you is that the way we're raising our kids, they're expecting to have everything in life. Like they were like, I want Jordans and shit. $200 sneakers. I want this. My friends said, you know what? No, cut that shit out. You have to educate your kids on telling them that we can't have it. And then don't say we can't have it. And then go to Amazon and we fucking spend $400, $500 on random shit. Don't be buying gifts. Don't buy gifts. And if you feel like buying something to make your house look better, think about the grand scheme. That if you die, we gotta sell all that shit. Everything in your fucking house has to be sold, has to be finished. We gotta fucking go into your house after you die. Take out that fucking toaster that you bought that was on sale for $350. The chef, the chef fucking knives, all that shit is going to the garbage because we don't know where to put it. There's no storage. We can't. People don't want to buy you shit. So you're buying all the shit. You die, and if there's no one else, we're gonna throw it away. We're just gonna throw that shit away. So you're buying all the stuff, and we're not even keeping it when we die. It's gonna go to the kids. Don't want it, and if they do want it, it's because they're gonna sell it or they're gonna pawn it. They find something like they could cherish, like I don't know, Cabbage Patch Kids, and then you have cards and shit, and they're gonna sell. They're gonna make a profit. So if you have stuff that you're gonna make a profit from, leave it. Put in the will. Do something. Tell your kids, look, I have X amount of things, and when you croak, they keep it. They use it. We're buying so many things. We're using stuff. We're not. I had to. I just closed my Netflix account because, and it's not them. Netflix was just like, look, you have people on it, and I didn't know how many people were using my Netflix account. So I was like, I fucked Netflix over, even though people they can't afford it. They don't want to afford it because they're living off of me. They're living off my fucking shit. If I have a car, people are willing to call me up and like, hey, could you drive me so and so place? Instead of them trying to learn how to drive and make themselves useful, they're just piggybacking on you like this, like the fucking carrot, like pigga. Because that's how life is. And then we're working so hard. The workers, we have to like. It's at the point where we don't have to even worry about middle class. Like the middle class has to support each other. We have to understand that the middle class is working harder than fucking ever, and we want to stay middle class. But you can't be middle class if you have somebody trying to fuck you over or you're making mistakes. If you're going through a divorce, if you freaking don't even understand why is it that you get paid and you owe already 99% of your check to somebody, and then you're trying to survive on 1%, and then you want to give up. You're like, I don't give a shit. And I'm at the point where I honestly feel like we're just putting too much on our plate, and I'm slowly losing it. I'm slowly losing it because once Chris passed away, it put so many things in perspective. Even though it was in perspective already, it's putting it in more perspective. As in, I know that I'm gonna live. I want to live to 75. But let's say I die tomorrow, and they go to my house and they find all this crazy shit: a chainsaw, fucking the basement. I own so much stuff. I own, and at first I was like, you know what? We could sell it. It's just part of like an investment. It's no longer an investment because I don't know who to fucking sell it to. I have so many sneakers, and I'm gonna try to sell my sneakers. I'm gonna try to sell everything I can. I'm gonna simplify my life. This day, I had to simplify my life by selling everything I own and just staying with the basics. It doesn't even matter if I own a house anymore. The house is great. You have tenants you needed to survive. My tenants are great, but what if next time I get the tenants leave and I get some really horrible human beings like I got the first time and put me in the predicament? I was in a $75,000 debt. I'm paying that debt off, and I'm so happy that I can afford to pay them, that I can make the monthly payments. And people say, become a millionaire. Don't become a millionaire. Just become happy. Become happy. Become happy means that stop spending, stop doing, stop moving, stop talking, stop. Just sit down, stay home for a week, mandatory, 2 weeks in the house. If you have to work the night shift and you're doing it, this is ultimate sacrifice, and you're doing it for your kids. But I'm gonna tell you this: when you die, they don't give 3 fucks. You're gonna die fucking fat and ugly, and you were like looking at your old pictures when you were fucking young, and it's shitty. It's a piece of shit of you who's dead in the coffin, tired, because all the makeup we're gonna put in the coffin is for nothing, because it doesn't matter. Religion, all that doesn't matter when you're dead, because you're dead. And yes, you could go to heaven, you could go everywhere. That's amazing if you can. But it doesn't matter when you're dead for you, because you don't know. And I'm going to tell you this: even if you were to go to heaven, and someone told me, I love that person, but they say, if you're gay, you might go. I'm like, maybe fucking hell is fucking good. Who the fuck knows what hell is in 2023? This is so crazy that most of the shit we're doing could be considered hellish in the early 1700s. You know, all the sexual activities, all the promiscuity, whatever they call it, it's gone crazy. We're doing random stuff, and if you're living on outside of the norm, you see that even if they say you're gonna suffer in hell, you're like, I don't know what you mean in hell. And when they tell you like you're gonna, tortured every day, we're being tortured every day right now. Your mental psyche is being tortured every day, and you're not giving up because you feel like you're gonna overcome these things, and you're not gonna overcome them if you keep living the life of a lie. I accept it. Stop shopping from Amazon. Amazon is killing us. I'm fucking aware that I love Amazon. Everything I buy, everything. These freaking like I need Amazon. I need Amazon. But I don't want Amazon anymore. And I want to get rid of Amazon from my life. And I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this Amazon situation. But I love Amazon. They say don't spend your time watching TV because you're wasting time. If you're not watching TV, then you're spending money outside. So watch TV, put on a fucking binge, and save yourself. Put that money, do the math. They're like invest 100,000. We don't even have $50 to invest in something. The only thing I could invest is my free time. My free time. You give advice, and that just to make me feel better. Just go around the block. You see a guy. You're like, hey, stop smoking crack. He's like, I'm not a crackhead. I'm like, I'm just giving you advice because I don't know what else to do. And just keep walking with a shopping cart. I don't know. It's just the way we are living. We're just too worried. And we want to get more money. We're going to become famous. We want to do this. And the kids want to become famous. And everybody's freaking famous. But we're not going to be famous because nobody gives a shit. The way you become famous, if you get lucky and you look super sexy or you do something crazy, like take a bullet for like 50 people and now you're being famous. You take a bullet, now your organs are dead, but you're famous. Most people that are famous, they're actors, but the most actors don't become famous because it's a crazy struggle. Don't worry about the small thing, the big things in life. The small things are also ridiculous. We're fake. We're faking the shit. For us, small things is like, oh, being with the family, kissing my daughter, we're thanking God for being alive. You know what? It's a fucking hustle. It's getting serious as shit. Like, the kids are getting bullied. People are planning massive shootings. There's guns out there that can shoot 50,000 people in a second, and everybody, people want those guns just because they want to they want to shoot something. But when someone has something in their mind, and mental health is legit, we're getting more people who are getting frustrated with their life, and that is affecting their mental health and making mental mistakes. Be strong. Don't. The most difficult thing is to be positive, but you have to wake up and put a smile. Because even if you wake up and you put a smile, that'll work out. Don't we got the serious face, but when you realize you have a serious face, change it. In the train, at Walmart, driving the car, passive aggressiveness. Let's be more passive for the next 24 hours. See what happens with the passive. There's people going to be aggressive, but if more of us are passive, the more hello, the more you look wonderful. But life, the diet, the walk, the don't yell, the don't think too much. Let it be. Work is horrible, and accept it. Accept it, but don't don't feel like it's the end. But don't also feel like you're gonna live 75 years. Plan on only making it 5 years. You know what? After this episode, think you're only gonna live 5 years, and you're gonna be you could be a crackhead, whatever you're gonna be, but you only have 5 years to do whatever you have to do. So put that mindset that in 5 years from now, if you're alive, you're gonna do something gonna be different. If you're still the same guy in 5 years, then you're bleep 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 bleep. Se fue todo pa pique. But make the most of it. Life is so short. Life ain't shit. Life is so small. And you're here, and when you figure out that it doesn't matter what you do with your life, it's just it's just what you're doing now that counts. You're gonna enjoy life a bit more. So with that said, stay healthy. Mental kindness to yourself. Pleasure yourself. Make sure that don't don't put your kids everything. It's a frustrating world, and it's the summer, and if you're not taking some sun, take some freaking sun because it's freaking wonderful out here. And listen to the music, and listen, and take time for yourself. You don't have to make it a freaking day. Just go take a day off, go to a park, sit down in pure quiet, is enjoy the birds and shit. There's so much in nature that can teach us so much. Like seagulls at freaking 4 in the morning. I'll post that in there. I saw a seagull at 4 in the morning yesterday getting home. I was like, why the hell is a seagull up at 3 in the morning? I thought seagulls slept from, I don't know, 7 to 6 or 7 to 5. I don't know, but I guess they have a life too, right? Seagulls have a life between 7 in the night and 5 in the morning. They have a life. I didn't know that. They do stuff. They hang out. They eat. They it's a clique. But I saw one rogue seagull roaming around Bridgeport at 3 o'clock in the morning. Maybe he was on fucking, he has rabies. It doesn't matter. That seagull got it. He's a fucking party planner. Friday night. So with that said, stay established. Make the most. The economy, I don't even know what to tell you. It's going to shits, but you make the most with it. Our debt is increasing by the fucking second, but let's pray to God that we can figure it out. But I'm gonna just take it easy. I'm just gonna fucking relax at home, and then I'm gonna pay my bills by staying home the next 3 months. Just the beach wherever I could go for free. You could join me in Bridgeport in Connecticut. Anywhere you hit me up, I'll make sure we have fun and have music. We eat hot dogs. We eat something. We boil fucking hot dogs. We eat something light and work out. Make sure that you stay strong, because if you are not working out, it's gonna work against you. So with that said, have a great one. Enjoy. I hope this episode was worth it. The energy I have is freaking ridiculous, but it's because I'm so concerned now that I'm just scared. I'm so happy and scared at the same time. So peace. Stay established. Enjoy. I'm Rob B, your host. Thank you for showing, and love you. The best.